Moscow when President Vladimir V. Putin in July ordered American diplomatic missions in Russia to slash their staff by 755 employees. The State Department said it would need time to assess the impact of such a limitation and how we will respond to it. Part of that response has now become clear. To make up for the loss of security guards axed in the Russian-mandated staff cuts, Washington has hired a private Russian company that grew out of a security business co-founded by Mr. Putin's former K.G.B. boss, an 82-year-old veteran spy who spent 25 years planting agents in Western security services and hunting down their operatives. Under a $2.8 million no-bid contract awarded by the Office of Acquisitions in Washington, security guards at the American Embassy in Moscow and at consulates in St. Petersburg, Ekaterinburg, and Vladivostok will be provided by Elite Security Holdings, a company closely linked to the former top K.G.B. figure, Viktor G. Budanov, a retired general who rose through the ranks to become head of Soviet counterintelligence. A State Department official in Washington, speaking on condition of anonymity in accordance with the department's rules, said that elite security and individuals associated with it had been vetted with relevant national and local agencies and would not increase the threat risk. U.S. missions around the world work constantly under intelligence and physical security threats, the official said. This contract does not change that fact. Russian company records show that Mr. Budanov, who retired from espionage in 1992 after becoming upset by Russia's direction under its first post-Soviet leader, Boris N. Yeltsin, is a former minority owner of at least 3 of Elite's branches in Moscow, in the Volga region and in western Russia. Records indicate that he no longer holds any ownership stake, but Kommersant, a Russian business newspaper, has reported that the company's head office in Moscow is run by his son, Dmitry. Elite Security, reached by telephone in Moscow, declined to comment on the role in the company of Mr. Budanov and his son. Marines will continue to guard American diplomatic missions, but tasks previously handled by local guards hired directly by the embassy in Moscow, like screening visitors, will be taken over by elite security employees. Hiring guards directly allowed closer monitoring of their backgrounds, but any Russian working for an American diplomatic mission, no matter how closely screened, is vulnerable to pressure from Russia's state security apparatus. Local guards are mostly restricted to the perimeter of diplomatic compounds and do not generally have access to secure areas. An official note about the no-bid contract posted on a United States government website says that American companies had been contacted about taking on the security job in Russia but that no U.S. firm has been located with the requisite licensing or desire to operate in country. It added that, among Russian companies that could do such work, only Elite Security had established operations and licenses to operate in the 4 cities where American missions needed guards. The note said that Russia's decision to insist on personnel cuts at American diplomatic missions in Moscow and elsewhere had created a compelling urgency to find new guards, and that doing so through a commercial contract was the only available option.